Hello and welcome to another BrikFam video.
Meister Dad here, and today, or this week, I'm going to open up one of the oldest Lego sets that I've ever bought. And this comes from Kurt in Toronto. And let's see what it is. Oh my, I missed it totally right there. Oh, there goes BrikFam. Okay. Oh, wow, that's a lot of packing for a little box. And there it is. Some of the oldest Lego that I have now. Well packaged, thank you, Kurt. But yeah, the box has seen better days. Let me just get this out of the way here. Not sure if the box was actually, let's drop this over here. Let's see. All right, so how do I even open this? It's been taped up pretty well. Okay. Okay, it's top insert. Interesting. And here's the parts. Now, I wonder. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff in here that's, I think, maybe not part of the original set. Oh, there's a big piece in here. Let's see. Don't want to damage the box here. I don't know if the box has been retaped or it looks like it's, well, one piece. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. So there's the old waffle plates. Here's an old brick part. Base plate, I guess. There's an old window. I doubt this is what we're looking for.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
He can go about his business.
You can go about your business.
Move along.
Move along. Move along.
Oh! Makes me wonder. I doubt it. Probably from the same set as that doll thing there. But yes, let me sort this out and see what we end up with. Here are all the pieces laid out according to Bricklink order in the inventory. And one thing I just discovered was the inventory for sets of this period. Say this is a 1963. You can barely see it, but it's set 605 right there. And the inventory for this period is, shall we say, suspect a little bit. I actually went to 3 different sites. I went to Bricklink, I went to Toys Period, and I went to Piron to kind of cross-reference the inventory for this set. All of them had one, but there were discrepancies in there. In particular, I found, let me just check my notes here, 20. There's 49 different elements, 49 different elements in this set. 20 of them do not agree across the 3 sources. And most of the discrepancies are the quantities of the bricks themselves. There was only one instance where a brick was listed in one inventory that wasn't listed in the other 2. And that was the number 5 brick, which I don't have it. But one of the sources listed a number 5 brick instead of 2 3s. I found that suspect. I don't believe that is the case because, for example, when you look at, say, this build right here, and it says, where is it? Yes, each toy shown can be made with this set. So you have here, for example, a Lego emblem or sign on 2 of the models, and you can see on the back there's another one. And so you would think it would be symmetric. So definitely there's 2 Legos. And that's correct usage of the word Legos. Where was the number? I think it was on the yellow race car. Yes, down here. So there's a 3 here. I would think that it being a 2 by wide, there's another 3 on the other side. I really doubt that a number would have a 3 on one side and a 5 on the other. So I'm pretty confident that there's 2 3s, not a 3 and a 5. The box that was probably sourced for that inventory may have been packed in error or whatever it was. The other thing is, the ones here on the right-hand side, these guys right here, these guys were kind of extraneous to the set. although this yellow one here seems to be cellulose acetate, whereas the other yellow one isn't. And of course, it's different stud mold type. The other two there are cellulose acetate. The guys up here are totally extraneous as far as I can tell. They weren't even listed in any inventory. Now, the main discrepancies, like I said, were the quantities of bricks. So they were supposed to be 4 1x1s in 2 of the sources. Bricklink lists only 2, so I have 4. I don't know. 10 or 11 or 12. What was it? How many 1x2 reds were there? Sorry, I'm just going to check again. Yes, 14 versus 10. And I'll put a link to all these sources in the description. The other one was the 1x6. So there's a discrepancy there. Between 13 and 14, I have 14, so maybe. The 2x bricks, there was a huge difference in the 2x brick count. The 2x3s in red were either 10 or 17, and I ended up with 19 of them, so that was very interesting. And the 2x4 bricks are either 5 or 9. I have 5 here and 2 more plus the cellulose acetate. I mean, so we're looking at 7, 5, 9. I don't know. All that to say is that these sources are considered a guide, and it does say in the bottom of the Bricklink inventory that it should be used as a guide. There's no guarantee, and that's a good thing to say. But here's one example where there is something going on. There is definitely discrepancies, and in the Piron one of the ones I found strange was the 2x4 blacks, and there's 6 of them up there. The Piron one lists 0, but I can guarantee you there's 2x4 bricks in this set. There's a 6 stack right there as a kind of a staircase for this crane arm. And the other one I found strange was this the wheel. Piron I think lists 4, but of course you can see that this model here 2, 4, and 6. So even the box contents may have been packed in error for particular box inventory, especially during this period. This is a 1963 set. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that any one box is representative of all the others, especially in this time. Although who knows? It may have been just a quality control error that particular one. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is I did not expect this, was that the different mold types on the studs. When I started this video, I did not expect that it would be a sequel to the last one, where I would experience 3, 4, 5 different stud mold types. And I'll, off camera, I'm going to rearrange these parts to show the different types that I got, just in this one set. Here I have the pieces laid out according to stud mold type. And as you can see, I have the full range. In fact, I think I have all the ones that I had in the previous video, last episode. So starting at the top here, we have the open O. So this is the Samsonite logo. This is the one they used prior to the modern logo. The narrow straight O. So all these pieces have narrow straight, except for the 1x6s. The 1x6s actually have a blend. There's also open O in the 1x6s. Moving on, we have the narrow round O, which is basically subject to the 2x4s. Although I think all the 2x4s, no, the white ones don't have it. Just these ones do. It's all but the whites. And then we have the wide straight O. All the slopes have those. I think I saw that in the previous video. And here we have the Samsonite closed O. I couldn't find a category for this in the last video, but I kind of invented it. Samsonite closed O. It's a lot like the open O, but the O is closed here. And the font seems to be very similar. There's also the wide round O here for the letter brick. And the funny thing was, this seems to be modern messy. You can see the Lego logo is kind of smudged like it was before. And this one's kind of inconclusive because it's clear. It was hard to read. I do have a close-up picture of it. You can see it right now. You can comment below and see what you would decide. Now, the ones that really bothered me were these 4 parts. Now, Piron, I think, lists this variant here with the door handle on the right hand side. The other two listed on as the left. But when I look at the box, where's the box? Okay. The door handle is on the left hand side. So I got a right hand side one, but the box says left hand side. Was it a substitute? Was this packed incorrectly? Who knows? The other issue I have is these axle holders. Now, all three agree that it should be opaque here with a red bottom, and I got transparent ones with black crosses. Again, is this an inset variant that we don't know about, or are these three substitutions? You decide. I mean, again, this was, if I wouldn't have processed the last one, I would have been tearing my hair out at this one. But now that I've experienced the previous one, this one actually wasn't so bad. And there's about 200 pieces. I didn't actually count. There's about 200 pieces here. All of them, more or less belong. There's a couple of extraneous, possible other ones. What I'd like to do in a future video actually is build these models here and see if I can come up with the total number of pieces that should have been in here to build all these things. Let's shake that one up a little bit there. So I'm pretty sure something like this crane here uses up all the blacks and all the blues and most of the parts. So other than maybe the waffle plates, pretty sure pretty much all the parts are in here. If I can build this, maybe I can get a count. This uses up pretty much all the yellow parts except for the round ones. I don't have, of course, a lot of the parts for the wheels, for example. I think I only have one wheel. But I'm convinced that if I can build all these submodels here, that I'll be able to determine what should be in this set. Because, this box essentially turns out to be the instruction book and the inventory as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that in a future video. One note before I go, and that is with this 10 by 10 base plate type brick. Now the inventory for all of the sources indicate that these do exist in the set. None of the pictures show it, and the inventories don't show this particular color. They show gray, they show yellow. I think there's a white one if I'm not mistaken, but the red one is not listed in any of them, and yet here it is. So I'm again, it's one of those things that I'm pretty confident it might be in here, but at the same time it's never been documented. So this would be the only one. I don't know. So anyway, I thought I'd just mention that. The other thing is the window is definitely done out in there. Other than that, this set is basically done. I'm going to try to get the extra pieces that are missing, matching of course to the ones that are here. I'm going to max out every inventory list, so whichever one has the maximum value, that's the one I'll take, and I'll see what I can build out of that with the pictures on the box. This concludes another episode of the Brick Fam. We at the Brick Fam appreciate your viewership. We welcome your comments, and this is Meister Dad signing off.